Hey y'all, welcome back to the DG Outdoors channel. So, my 1994 Darton Mustang is here. A few things about this bow. I mean, it is shootable, so that's a good thing, but we'll talk about what I'm going to have to do to fix it up. I've already fixed it up to the point where I would be able to go out and shoot it if it wasn't starting to sleet and rain outside, which is kind of a bummer because I was hoping to be able to shoot it. So, this is the Darton 1994 Mustang. It's got an awesome looking camo pattern on it, as you guys can tell. It's like a green leaf camo. It says Darton USA on the inside of the limbs here. It is a 42-inch axle to axle bow. Okay, I put a new peep sight tube on here. It did come with all this stuff already on here. It's already got sights, quiver, or arrow rest. A lot of the bolts on here are really rusted. This is a magnesium riser, so what happened was a lot of it was like corrode in there, and then you couldn't get anything out. So what's on here is staying on here. I'm gonna shoot it that way. Um, it is a left-handed bow. I didn't realize that whenever I bought it. It is a left-handed bow, but it's okay because there's really no difference. I still draw it the same way. I still draw it back the same way, and I can shoot it. Draw length's perfect for me. The string looked like it was an okay condition. I didn't wax it really, really well, and I'm going to continue to put more wax on here so it doesn't dry out on me. Has a really old style stabilizer on here. I don't know much about it, but it moves. I've never had anything move like that before in a stabilizer. Here's the thing. It's got a quick tune by NAP on it, but look at the bolts. They're really rusty. I couldn't get them out. The pins on the old True Glow sight that are on here are brown and rusty in there, like really rusty. So I don't know if this thing was just left out or what, but it's got a metal sight housing on it. I'm gonna take some black seal, even that bolt on the top of it right there is really, really rusty. I thought about there's no way for me to adjust it. I tried. I did buy a quiver for this, but I can't get these bolts out to put it on there. Again, really, really rusty, and I really don't. Once you strip these magnesium risers, there's no way for you to. Your bow's pretty much useless. So what I could do is just put arrows in a quiver and carry them around my backpack or whatever. No big deal. The good thing is the peep sight's where it needs to be. I put my own tubing on here. This does slide up and down, and then it did have this, 1990s, 1980s Realtree camo felt on here, but then I added this on the bottom. This is just some more like moleskin tile stuff, and I put it on there because if an arrow falls off or hits that, I don't want it going anywhere. But I thought about just painting it all black in there and trying to cover it up and just leaving it where it's at. It's got an old style wrist sling on it here. Very uncomfortable to use, but still works. Because it's just a really, like, the string material is weird. String silencers were already put on here. I'm not sure what kind they are. But again, the string was really dry, needed a really good waxing on there. And I put a lot of bowstring wax on here. It's got a kisser button right here that is broken, but it does fit right in the corner of my mouth the way I need it. It was set up for a release, but I shoot it with fingers, which, is okay, whatever. I can shoot a release on it if I want to. $50. This is what I got for $50. And the person that got it didn't know anything about it. They literally bought it at an auction, and then they decided to sell it. And it was $55 free shipping, and then the day that I said I was going to buy it, they dropped it down to $49.50, which I thought was a really good deal. This cable guard slide right here, if you guys don't know, a couple months ago I tried to buy a Golden Eagle compound bow, and they sent it to me in pieces. So I wasn't able to put it back together. When I bought this bow, I contacted the person before I ever bought it. I said, I'm interested in this bow. Is there any way that you guys can send it all, put it together, because then I won't be able to shoot it at all? And so that's what they did for me. What was I going to say? Oh yeah, this was missing the little cable guide plastic piece right here, but I kept the arrow rest and the cable guard slide plastic piece from that Golden Eagle, and that's where I got that from. I pulled it off that bow, and it seems to work just fine. Other than rusty bolts and not being able to get the sights out, because that's what you guys are going to see if you look through it right now. Everything seems to be centered and lined up just fine. I can't adjust these, but I put a carbon arrow on here, which is what I'm going to shoot out of here, and it drew back just fine. It does look like it has an overdraw shelf, which was very, very common in those days. So again, guys, just a left-handed bow that I shoot right-handed, but I can still shoot. But every rusty bolt, I think I'm just gonna paint black. Just paint it black. It ain't gonna matter. I mean, the sight pins, you guys see, look how rusty those sight pins are. So I may not be able to adjust them, so I'll have to figure out where this bow's shooting, and that's the distances that you shoot it from. But again, for 50 bucks, the bow pulls back. The string doesn't look like it's in horrible condition. I've seen better. I've seen way worse on bow strings, and I just got to keep it waxed real good. When I got this, it was set on 70 pounds because it's got 55 to 70 pound limbs on it with a 65% let off on it right there. There's the specs right there. And trust me, I jacked them down really good to the point where if I can't draw a bow sitting down, because I normally hunt out of a ground blind, I don't see the point in, having that bow. But I did add some of my own felt stuff right down here on this thing. Really soft now. So any arrow hits it or whatever, it ain't going to be that bad. I may need to adjust this prong right here, but these aren't rusted right here. These little adjustment things for the Quick Tune 800 NAP rest. Which is kind of nice because it's the same rest that Mamie 98 has on her bow. So I kind of know how to fiddle with them. You guys can tell that old school wise, that's what I set up to shoot with the release, like I said. Okay. It just fits perfect in the corner of my mouth, 29 inches. There's actual, I think, B base. So the module settings, I think, is a B1 is a 28.5 inch draw, B2 is a 29.5 inch draw. B3 is a 30.5 inch draw, and B4 is a 31.5. So I think it had modules at the time that you would switch out to change out your draw length. Yes, because I'm not seeing the little grooves that you'd move that string down into to shorten it. Again, no splinters in the limbs whatsoever. The only thing is you got a little bit of paint wear right here, which is normal. People's hands going right here. I'm thinking about wrapping this in some kind of camo fabric to make it softer in your hand. The thing is, this has got such a wide grip that you can really feel the pressure back here in my hand right here. But other than that, I mean, it's awesome. I really like the camo pattern on here. It's got like an early green camo hunting pattern on there. Really, really nice. Darton USA on the back. I guarantee somebody hand painted this graphic and somehow they got it on here. Not sure. There's definitely was some stickers on here. Someone bought it at an auction. So, I mean, all in all, 50 bucks. I mean, you got a couple little paint chips there in the cams, wheels, whatever you want to call them, but I ain't too worried about it. This bow looks like it's in decent shape. If I would have saw this at a yard sale, I would have picked it up. The flipper rest does function. Okay. See, it moves up and down, so I'll just have to stick with the old flipper rest on there and whatever. I can't get the thing out, so let me show you what calcification looks like. I think that's what they called it. Okay. One good spot where I could possibly show you what that looks like on here. Either way, I watched another bow about an old Darton bow with a magnesium riser, and these would get white in here and calcify the bolts, and then they'd lock in, seize up. You'd never be able to get them out. But I'm happy that this little arrow rest still works. Yes, it's a left-handed bow. That was my mistake. The good thing is I really don't have to change any way that I shoot. Everything's just on the opposite side of the bow. So I'm still drawing here. Still going to let her fly. And a lot of things like that's been easy for me. It's weird. I went to my cousin's house to play baseball one year, and all they had were the wrong size mitts for me, so I had to learn how to throw a baseball with the other hand. I may not be able to throw as hard, but I can still throw a baseball and do all that stuff. So I am left-handed, but I normally shoot right-handed bows and everything, so really no difference. So left-handed trigger finger, if you're watching this, buddy, this one's for you. I am going to drop some black paint on all this stuff right here. I'm going to get some oil and try to clean all them off first, and then whatever. So it's got an old, like I said, an old True Glow sight on here with a metal sight housing, but all the sight pins in there are really rusty. So hope y'all like this little review on this bow. Again, 1994, sitting at 27 years old, and there wasn't much I had to do to it other than just some different things. So y'all remember, Like, comment, subscribe. Jesus loves you. And I will see you guys on the next one. Thanks for watching.